just wanted to do just a quick video about the download I've been getting recently about starseeds and light workers and dyslexia, and why dyslexia is our advantage, and why most starseeds, light workers, crystals, rainbows, indigos, whatever you want to categorize us as, why we're sort of ahead in this game, and why dyslexia is to our advantage, and what dyslexia is. So just bear with me, I'm going to ramble a little bit, but I just wanted to do this. So okay, the picture you're seeing here is my image of the man Leonardo Da Vinci did, and the writing behind is Leonardo Da Vinci's writing, and he was dyslexic, believe it or not. He wrote like me. He wrote with his right hand left to right, and with his left hand right to left. That's how I see words. And I see somebody says the word dog, I don't just see the word dog, I see a picture of a dog, and then I'll see all different versions of the dog. I don't just see the word dog. So anyway, I know I'm rambling, but I'm going to share some content to explain this a bit better here. So okay, photos. Okay. So this is Wikipedia or Wiki, whatever form of what they say dyslexia is. It's a reading disorder. It's characterized by trouble with reading. I don't have trouble reading, I just have a trouble spelling. And we'll come on to that word in a minute, spelling. Despite normal intelligence, blah, blah, blah. Leave that there if you want to pause this video and just have a read, or just go do some research yourself on dyslexia. It's making out, there's something wrong with us. We've got a deficiency in something. We're stupid. We're not stupid. Okay, so why have we the dyslexics, been told that we're stupid, sat in the back of the class? Most of us are rebels, didn't like school. Why is this? Why? It's because we're dyslexic, we're word blind. We read stuff and we're not hypnotized by the spelling. So I shall come on to that. Okay. Let's see, I've got loads of photographs here for you all. So let's see this. Now this is the picture of your brain. I hope my pen works. So this is a picture of your brain, normal person's brain. And I'm going to use my little pen here. Okay, so this is the normal person's brain. Now, the difference between a dyslexic and a normal person, you say the word dog. Most people would go straight here and be able to spell the word dog. Now, a dyslexic would go here, all over the place, get all the information of the word dog, and they would come back here and then get the spelling of the word dog. We use both parts of our brains, we use like our whole brain. So a dyslexic would sit in the middle on this bridge. Let's call this bridge your pineal gland. And we sit here. And we trying to spell, or we look at words. Words is just like blindness. We're more visual. But we will jump across this bridge all the time and go into all these areas for just one simple word, dog. Every dog there is ever imagined, every memory we've got of a dog. And somewhere along here, there's the word dog. And that's the difference. And why most of us are awake is because we can go and jump this rainbow bridge across here. And that's the difference. Most people sit in a little cubicle on this side and they can repeat facts and parrot facts. I'm so clever, I can repeat all this rubbish I've been told at school, where artist people sit here and draw it, but the trick is to be on this bit here. There we are, and be able to pull from both sides to make sense of stuff. And that's what gives us a very high advantage in this game we called life. So, okay, what else have I got here? You'd be very surprised to see who dyslexic. Leonardo Da Vinci was dyslexic. And I'll just pull up the big picture. Famous dyslexics. Now let's have a look who's on this, because I'm more visual. Oh, would you believe it? Mr. Trump's a dyslexic. Gives us the ability to think outside the box, to work around the areas and see the whole picture rather than just what we've been parroted. Let's have a look on here. Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, is that JFK? He was a dyslexic. No, these are Walt Disney, dyslexic. Bush, that's not surprising. Robin Williams, Keanu Reeves, Albert Einstein, Richard Branson. Just have a look. These are all famous people with dyslexia. George Washington. So Alexander Graham Bell, Lewis Carroll, Winston Churchill. Just have this ability to think outside of the normal box. So I have got some more pictures of famous dyslexics, and I'll get to my point in a minute. You might be watching this on something that was invented by a dyslexic. Interesting. Dyslexia is not a disability, it's an advantage. So let's have a look. And another dyslexic, Alexander Graham Bell. Niels Bohr, founder of modern quantum physics, was also dyslexic. Thomas Edison. And believe it or not, yes, Nikola Tesla was also dyslexic. So I'll show you a few more dyslexics. Lewis Carroll, famous dyslexic. It's just a few there, people with dyslexia. Isaac Newton, oh, there's a surprise. Why am I showing you all these dyslexics, and why am I talking, because I've got dyslexia, but why am I talking specifically today about dyslexia? Well, when we come to write words, let's think of a word that I have pulled out here. Okay, I think I shall use this one. To spell. What does spell mean? A word or a phrase to form, suppose to have magic power, charm, and incantation. Now, to spell is literally to cast a spell on people, dominating, any dominating, irresistible influence, fascination is to spell. Now, what's our advantage being dyslexic? We cannot spell. The hypnosis will not work on a dyslexic person. So I think I've got, okay. Origin of to cast a spell. Meaning to throw or to spread over an area. That's interesting, isn't it? To cast a spell. What is casting? And where do you see people casting spells? You know, if you're dyslexic and somebody's throwing words at you, it's just like, goes beyond us. We cannot be programmed by the spelling with words. We are unprogrammed. So anyway, I just wanted to show you a few of these things. So beginner's spell casting. So today I just wanted to show you what the news is trying to do. Okay, this was just pulled off Twitter today. Flood warnings issued across blah blah blah. I look at words as, you know, they don't work on me. It does have pictures are better. So there you go. Flood warning. This is what they're trying to show us in the UK today. So flood warnings for England. Blah. Look at that. Flood warnings. That's the spell cast. Now I did pull up some stuff here, which you might find interesting. To cast. A definition of cast is something formed in a certain way or the company of a play. An example of a cast is one where words on a broken limb. For example, is to cast all actors, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's to throw something. So what is a forecast? And what is the weather when they're doing a weather forecast? So what is weather? Weather, take off the W of weather. And this is what it is. So weather, take off the W shouldn't be there. I'm dyslexic and this is how I spell my words. Written hieroglyphs formed by the scribe with a reed pen on paper. And that's the beginning of the word weather, is writing. Now what is writing? It's also, you need spelling. So when they're doing a weather forecast, they're writing and casting a spell to try and get you to manifest the weather. Forecast. The definition of a forecast is a prediction. An example of a forecast is a report with the total dollars predicted by the sales, blah, blah, blah. So a forecast is to predict and cast. And the weather is the writing of the cast of the spell. So what were they trying to do in the UK the last couple of days on the writing forecast, the writing spell? They're trying to, flood warnings in UK, flood alerts, blah, blah, blah. Last night I decided to use my own intention, which is intention, which is tension is something you feel inside yourself. So I intended for the weather to be beautiful today and I ignored the cast of their spell. I broke the spell. And I just want to show you today's weather from my window. Beautiful sunshine, not a flood in sight, not a rain cloud in sight, just blue skies and fluffy clouds and sunshine. And this is how we can break the spell, and this is why their stuff does not work on us. So just a little thing, you know, when you're seeing a weather forecast, to be aware of what they're trying to do. They're trying to foretell, to get you to predict, to spell, to cast a spell, to throw a spell, to throw over you. And you've got to believe that. So it's like they will try and predict the weather by forecasting the weather to get people who are asleep to believe their lie. And I shall leave it like that. You know, we have an advantage being dyslexic, is that we don't see the words how they are trying to cast them. We don't believe anything that they do because we are word blind. We are broken out that hypnotic trance of being like everybody else, we are different and we have an advantage over the game. And this is why most of us who are awake right now and are doing our job and starseeds, most of us are dyslexic because we cannot be hypnotized, we cannot be put under a spell. So anyway, I just thought, take a look at words, break them apart. I mean, this is how I know that all this works for me, and this is why I don't believe that I am under any spell, and why I try to write a word, or I'm going to write a word. I will see, because I will use both sides of my brain when I'm writing. So one side of my brain is seeing the first part of the word backwards, and the other side of my brain is seeing the end of the word the right way, and I just miss the middle bit of the word. So when I'm trying to write a word like believe, I won't just write it how everyone else and see the word believe. I will put be. I break it up as in be, leave. I don't even, so it's be and leave. And what is leave? It's like live. Be live. Be live. What's that mean? It's not believe, it's be live. Or belief. Be leaf. Be life. And that's how I remember to spell words. I break it up and spell it phonetically, sound it out phonetically. When you sound words out phonetically and ignore the spelling and actually listen to how they're phonetically spelt, be life, belief, it's just how the words, it's like, this all came up yesterday because I watched It's You Guru, and they say the word fuck quite a lot, and then I shared their video onto my page, and underneath I put the word fuck, a whole video about the word fuck. And it's not about the actual word, it's about the intent behind a word, how you say a word. The word mean, because I'm dyslexic, words mean nothing to me. It's the meaning of the word to me, not the meaning of the word to somebody else. So if somebody's offended by me saying the word fuck, it says more about them and their beliefs around the word than it does about me and my beliefs around the word, because they're not inside me. They don't know, unless I'm speaking out loud, how that word is said. So I can say the word fuck and it just means fuck, or I can tell you to fuck off and do it jokingly, or I can do it with intent, with intensity, and you will know the difference between fuck off and fuck off. So it's not the word, it's the intent behind the word. But written words are a spell, and it's the meaning that you give that word, or you take that word, is the lie. So if you see the word fuck off and you are putting your intent, that word means to go and fuck yourself, basically. That's your belief around the word. It might not be the belief in the person that wrote that word as fuck off. They might, if they've not put a smiley face emoji at the end of it, it could just mean jokingly just go fuck off, go away, go, or a joking side of it. So when people are offended by your words, it says more about their belief around those words and what the intent that they're giving those words than it does about the person who'd written the words. So anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick video about dyslexia and words and intent and spelling and stuff. And I hope this makes some sense. Okay.